The Owl and the Olive Tree, a story of Athena. Long ago, when the world was still young, and the gods often walked along the mortals, there was a city without a name. It was rich and fertile land, nestled between the mountains and the sea, but its people also quarreled over what to call it, and who should protect it. The gods took notice, and two among them, mighty Poseidon and wise Athena, descended from Olympus to claim the city as their own. Poseidon, god of the sea, strode forward first. With the mighty blow of his trident, he struck the ground, and a fountain of salt water splurged upwards, cascading over the earth. "Behold," he cried, "a gift of the sea, a symbol of power and dominion. Choose me, and your city shall never want for naval strength." The people marveled, but Athena stepped forward, calm and composed. She knelt and pressed her hand to the soil. From that spot, a slender scalping began to grow. It rose quickly, leaves shimmering in the sunlight, until it became a strong and graceful olive tree. "This is my gift," she said. "The olive tree will give you wood, oil, and fruit. It is the symbol of peace and prosperity." The people gathered in hushed reverence. They weighed Poseidon's wild power against Athena's quiet wisdom, and in the end, they chose the olive tree. Poseidon, angry and prideful, stormed away to the sea, churning the waves as he went. But Athena remained, and the city took her name, Athens, and flourished under her guidance. To this day, the olive tree is sacred to Athena, and an owl, her consistent companion, watches over the city, a reminder that her wisdom often grows from quiet gifts and not thunderous ones. And so Athena became not just the goddess of wisdom and war, but the guardian of a city that treasured both knowledge and peace. Ares and the Silent Valley. In the shadowlands of ancient Thrace, there where the winds howled like wolves and the rivers ran red, from the iron-rich soil there lay a valley untouched by war. This was no accident. It was a place guarded by a silent oath, kept by the people and whispered to the gods. They called it the Silent Valley. Ares, the god of war, knew of every battlefield across the world, every clashing sword, every dying breath. But this valley, peaceful and defiant, intrigued him. How could a place resist his touch? One day, Ares descended in the form of a storm, lightning in his eyes, his armor glowing with the fire of forge and fury. The valley did not tremble. Its people, simple farmers and artisans, merely looked up and nodded and returned to their work. "Do you not fear war?" Ares asked, his voice rumbling like thunder. An old woman with hands worn from weaving stepped forward. "We feared enough to keep it away. This land remembers your presence, god of war. Long ago, blood soaked our earth, and the screams of battle echoed in our mountains. We buried our swords in silence and took an oath never again." Ares laughed, a sound that cracked the sky. "You think words can bind me?" But as he raised his spear to summon chaos, the ground shook, not from fear, but resistance. The valley itself, nourished by generations of peace, rejected war. His spear wilted into a branch, his armor dulled like forgotten iron. Even the wind fell quiet. Ares stood in stunned silence. Then something rare happened. He smiled. Not the cruel grin of a war god revealing in bloodshed, but the faint, respectful curve of a warrior who had found a battle he could not win. "You've earned your silence," he said, and vanished into the mist. From that day on, no war touched the Silent Valley, and though Ares watched from afar, he never returned. Even the god of war, it seemed, could honor peace when it was defended not by swords but by spirit.